Hi there. I know it's been a while. Been very sick, and then my sister got sick, and just stuff. But I'm going to be posting a few hauls. These are most for this one is mostly dollar bin books, but there is one other book which I'm going to start with that isn't a dollar book. And I posted this um, on my community page. It's Amazing Spider-Man Saga of the Alien Costume. This was about just under $15, and it's like amazing. Like it's yes, it's amazing. It's like it's like nearly perfect white condition. I was shocked. I didn't think. I mean, and I know it's not super old or anything, but for the let's see, when is this? Well, 19 copyright 90, 84, 88, 89, 92. So I don't know what I don't know what printing it is, but and it was originally published in a magazine form, but I saw that and I had to pick that up. That was a great little find. Um, and I'm doing these not in any particular order, although I have to admit these next books are the ones that I found most recently out of the dollar bin at WeBookin. And that's the one thing about these. They're all from WeBookin. So that's issue number 301 of the new G.I. Joe series. So it's one, that's 301, 302. Sorry, not getting the books close enough to the camera. And we got 303, and we got 304. I think that's right, 304. Then we got 305, Great Cobra Commander cover. And then 306 with a Great Snake Eyes cover. And this book I actually had found previously in the dollar bin as well. But these ones were all together, and I thought I just couldn't leave that one behind. It was only an extra buck, so. And so we got 307 and 308, 309, and 310. And I was surprised to find all of those in the dollar bin. And it looked like somebody had just gotten rid of their collection just in like the last, I don't know. The day I went and found these last Friday, it looks like they had only been in the bin for like 30 minutes or something. Like they hadn't been in there very long, because usually in things then they weren't bagged and boarded, so it was like usually if something sits in the bin that long in too long, they tend to get ruined when they're not bagged and boarded. And they looked like pristine, like somebody had just brought and sold them. So that was a great find. I loved finding that. And I had found that Spider-Man book. I don't know, like 2, 3 days before that. So next up, we got a couple more indie books, and then we got some Marvel. Yes, I know I'm wearing my Batman shirt, but I this haul is well GI Joe and Marvel and a few indies. Well, and there was Spider-Man too, so but still no Batman in this haul. And next up, we got Cross Gen issue number 1 of the first. I have decided I kind of want to collect all the issue 1s of the cross-gen series, but we'll see. Some of them, they don't look as good, but I actually read online, and this one is supposedly a good series, and it had a long run for and it's not really an indie book. It's cross-gen was Marvel's imprint. They tried something different, and it didn't really work. But I've heard some people say that they were good stories. It just Marvel didn't really give it much of a chance. And this next one is a special number 1 book by Charles Dixon and Judith Hunt, and this is Evangeline. And what this does is it actually collects issues 1 and 2 of the original printing of this character. I had been looking at some of the other. I'd found issue number 1 someplace, but they wanted like $10 or something like that. So, and I was like, I couldn't really justify spending that much on an indie book I wasn't sure about, but it was in the dollar bin, and it was actually in pretty decent shape. So I picked that up. And that the first book is by Barbara Kessel, Bart Sears, Andy Smith and Michael Alete. I think Bart Sears is the cover artist on this. So, but that was a good find. I liked that very much. Uh, and these are all modern Marvel. Yeah, modern-ish. No, I would say they're modern. These first four books are ones when it first came up. I picked it up. I think the first or second issue, and I didn't really go on beyond that, and didn't hang on to them. But I saw these. We got Occupy Avengers #1, Occupy Avengers #2, Occupy Avengers #3, and Occupy Avengers #4 with this great Nick Fury cover. And if you've read this series, you know, is it Nick Fury? So, but that was, and all these Marvel books that I'm showing right now, I actually, before I bagged and boarded them, I said, all right, because a lot of them I've been getting them home, and I've been bagging and boarding them, and sort of half putting them away and not reading them as much as I should. So before I read these first, and so I had found, in addition to those, we got Nova issue #2. I don't remember what version of this Nova series is. This is maybe I think it's the first Nova series, I think, with Sam Alexander. And interestingly enough, this is a minor key. I think it actually should be a major key, because this is actually the first time that Sam Alexander puts on the helmet and is in this actual Nova suit. It's not his first appearance. That's in a different book, but it's his first appearance chronologically. There's another book that he's in that came before it, which is his first appearance non-chronologically. But chronologically, this is the first appearance of him in the Nova suit. And of course, issue #1 is the one where he's on the cover in the suit, and yet he didn't actually wear the suit in that issue, supposedly. That's issue #1 of that. And they also had issue #5. And I read these, and it was actually, it's a fun little story. And I got issue #6. I know some people was like, that's not Nova. Richard Rider's Nova. Issue #7. And they also had Nova Annual #1. This was a great book. I liked this one very much. With that he's on is it Professor Hulk he's with, or I don't know. Speaking of Hulk, we also have I already had issue 1 of this series. I bought issue 1 when it first came out, but I saw these in a dollar bin and thought, why not? So we got Totally Awesome Hulk, Amadeus Cho as the Hulk, and that's issue #4. And issue #8. And like I said, I read these, and I know I don't. There was some. I didn't really have context for some of it, because skipping past issues is not necessarily ideal. But it was like fun little read. And the Nova issue 5, 6, and 7, that was a bit of a run to read. So those were great pickups. We'll see how long I keep them. I might trade them for something else. Now, this last book, and I picked it out of the bin the minute I saw it. I said, that's a key. We got Guardians of the Galaxy issue #23. And this is with this great rocket cover. And this is, of course, the first. I'm not even going to try to say the planet's name, but it's the first appearance of the planet of the symbiotes. So that was fun to find. I was like, hey, look! Yoink. And I took that just like that out of the bin. It was I think it was like, I was started going through the bins, and it was like the first book I saw that I was like, oh, I'm taking that. So it's just a short little haul of some books. I don't want to say this isn't really part 1, but this is the first of several hauls I'm shooting right now, sort of in a row. And yeah, but I think I don't know if I'll mark them as part 1, part 2, part 3, because each one was a separate haul. So I will probably do them as they were separate. But that is it for those sets of books. And well, we'll see you in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. I thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.